So I have just nu finished. Am I going to go this way? Yeah, I'm going to go this way. Shouldn't have gone that way. I've just nu finished a very fast session, and now I have to hightail it into town as quickly as possible to get to my physio appointment. And my physio appointment is actually happening today, so that's fantastic because it is the right week. So I've remembered everything. It's the 25th of March and my appointment is at klockan 11 for fan. So that's going to be nice to actually get it done. I was supposed to go to the gym and I was just going to do arms, abs, and then have a sauna. But I had a meeting with the guy that's selling me the equipment. Just had a look around his storage, his other storage place. He has like 2 or 3 storage places at the moment. And had a look at all the extra equipment, because the one storage place had pretty much everything I needed. Had pretty much everything I needed, but there was a couple things that I just wondered about, and went to the other place and he had that, and he not only did he have it, he had some equipment that I believe to be one of the first pieces of equipment, or very similar to one of the first pieces of equipment I ever used on my lifting journey. So that's really cool. It just reminded me of being back in the Hale Community School music room that just got turned into a gym all of a sudden. It was where I started lifting weights. Fun fact, I started lifting weights, I think I was like 13 years old, because I was getting a little bit chubby, and my mum just brutally fat shamed me in front of everyone at the table. And I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful. At the time I was like, whoa, that hurts so much. Because me and my best childhood friend, Jake, rest his soul, we used to go out like riding bikes and rollerblading and skating with each other, and you know, we would have a pasty while we were out and about, and the pasty is just an absolute calorie bomb. It's miners' food, you know. Those guys are doing some serious work. We're just hopping downstairs. So I'd get the calories in, and I was only a little kid, you know. I was like, what, 150 when I was like 13? Maybe not even that. I was tiny. And no, maybe not that small, but 160. But then we'd always get back and have like tea and biscuits, because English stereotypes, and we'd have super noodles, and we'd just munch, you know. And I started getting this little, like, it was poppy fat, honestly. It was just poppy fat, like it was not a problem. It was just, I guess, the other lads were really skinny. Like Jake was a skinny guy, Nick was a skinny guy, my brother was a little skinny kid as well. And I was always the chubbier one, right? So I was the chubby kid, and I was very self-conscious about it. And I had some super noodles. I sat down at the table, my mum was there, my mum's friends were there, and I was the only kid as well. And she just like grabbed my stomach, just grabbed a load of that fat there, and just went, "See, you're just gonna keep getting this." Something like, "Yeah, this is what happens when you keep eating those super noodles." And it was brutal. But I think it must have been within like 1 week of that happening, I just walked into the walked into the school gym, which had just been made, and just said, what's an exercise? essentially I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I just walked, because it's funny now, because like, I just walk into any gym on the planet. You can put me on any gym on the planet, and you know, I'm not going to be the biggest, I'm not going to be the strongest, I'm not going to be the fittest, I'm not going to be in the best shape, but I'm going to be confident that I know what I'm doing in any gym on the planet that's not like Olympic style or Olympic discipline weightlifting, because that's not a gym, is it? That's a training facility. You know what I mean? That's a sports center, we'll say. But any like weights gym on the planet, you can pop me in and I'll have no hesitation to just walk in and just start doing my thing, because I've been there now. What is that, 22 years ago? But it's funny to think back, because you might see me walk into the gym, or like the fact that I own my own gym, you think that I was never the kid that just, or the guy that just had no clue what he was doing whatsoever. But I walked in, I just looked at all these round things with handles. I was like, can you show me something to do? Because I don't know anything. Like I have no idea what I'm doing. And he was like, all right, cool. And he just said, I'll just show you. It was called Matt. It's called Matt. I still remember him because I'm still buds with him. He owns a gym. They've moved and they've got a big facility near my mum's house now. So it's cool that they've expanded and they've grown. And now it's like a leisure center now. So good on him, man. But he showed me this exercise. He was like, pick up some dumbbells. I'd like to think that they were 10 kilos in each hand, but we're probably talking like 2-3 kilos, to be honest. Like 13-year-old Tom Wallop, probably like 4 or 5 kilos. And he's like, right, you get up into push-up position with your hands on the handles, do a push-up, then you stand up, like deadlift the dumbbells up, then you bicep curl them, and then you push them overhead. And you just do that till, just see how many you can do, you know? And I just remember doing like as many as I could do, and he's like, right, I'll do it again. So I was like, okay, cool, sick. And that was it, really. And then he was like, all right, try some chin-ups. And then everyone started doing chin-ups, and for some reason, I could do chin-ups. And he was like, you're strong. I was like, thanks, mate. And then that gave me some real encouragement. And then, it was cool, man. That was like the beginning of like feeling like something was happening in my life that was good, you know? Because I was getting a bit bullied, and age where you're getting like mad crushes and stuff, but you're also getting like spontaneous boners all the time, which is just part of being a young lad. So it's just like a chaotic time of life, you know? And I remember this girl sat next to me in class. I had a huge crush on her. I won't say her name, but not that she's going to see this anyway, but I had a huge crush on her. And we always used to mess around. She'd like poke me in the stomach and stuff like that. She poked me in the stomach. She's like, oh, you've got abs now. And I didn't. It was just still fat, but you could feel like muscle was growing. And in my mind, I'm just like, yeah, you know, I'm stoked. I'm getting some abs growing under here, getting to like, I can see the line in my arms, not just like pipe cleaners. You know, when you kids just have arms and they flex and just nothing happens. Going from that to be like, I can see this little ball of muscle going up and down when I move my arm. And I was stoked. So that was it. I was like, right, I'm hoisting from day one after that. I'm like, right, put me in front of an exercise, I'll do as many as you can. And that was the thing. It wasn't like, should I do 10? Should I do 8? How long should the tempo be? Blah, 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 blah. It was just like, how many times can you do it? And we used to be 3 or 4 of us, 13, 14-year-olds, just trying exercises that no one could do. And then if you were the guy that could do it, you were a legend, you know? But if you couldn't, then you just keep going. Just be like, come on! And then the gym instructor would just be like, little finger, just like helping you up to get you your first charity rep. And you're like, one day, man, one day I'm gonna do that. Or you're like, one day I'm gonna do as many reps as that rugby player, because the rugby players in school are always like the beastly kids, you know, like they might not be the fastest, they might not be the fittest, but they're pretty much always gonna be the strongest. So you're like, when you're in the gym, you're like, yeah, I'm hanging with the rugby players, you know. And you learn that pretty pretty young that if you want to get strong, you just hang around rugby players, bro. For real. Like even in college, I was at the elite academy. I'm still lifting. I'm doing my Thai boxing thing, but I still love to lift, you know. So I just go in the elite academy. I'm hitting the bag. I'm doing my runs. I'm hoisting a little bit. But then one day, I'm in the gym and the rugby academy's there, and it's like deadlift time. And they're going for like max reps, and some of these boys are like, we're young, you know, we're 16, so a lot of these guys are new to it. They're lifting like 140, which is back in like 2005, 2006, before you were getting into weightlifting when you're like 4 years old. And before all this sports science came out, you're hoisting 140, you're a legit G. Even now, like if you're 15, 16 years old and you're lifting 140, fair play to you, man. And I was a 60 kilo kid. I didn't lift. This was one of the first times I ever deadlifted. And no way you're riding a tricycle in front of me. Thank you. And I started hoisting deadlifts. Like, what is this? What is this deadlift that you guys are talking about? And he's big JA. He's like, man, you just grab onto the bar and stand up. I was like, all right, that seems simple enough. So I grabbed onto that bar and I stood up. And I know the first session I ever did, I did at least 120 kilos ever. First deadlift session ever was like 120 kilos. And these rugby guys were like, damn, this skinny little runt he's a strong dude. And then we got up to like 130, 135, we're just hoisting. And then, you know, my grip gives out, but I'm feeling like a champion. But it all starts with something, guys. And I'd love to hear what was your, you know, come to Jesus moment or come to gym moment. Like, why did you start? What was the straw that broke the camel's back? Was it someone that was just like, nah, you're fat? Or was it like looking in the mirror and you being like, nah, you're fat, bro? Or was it a breakup? Or was it depression, stuff like that? Because, you know, some of this stuff happens in life, like inside. It might be the reason that you get into the gym, but it also might be the reason like you start fighting. Because I remember I started fighting because someone said something about my mum, and my mum was going through a real rough time, and I'd had it, and I hated fighting. It made me feel sick. But this kid said something about my mum, and I know like my mum's going through some stuff right now. So I was like, 11-year-old me, 12-year-old me is like, all right, we're having a fight now. And that was the start of Thai boxing for me. It was just like, right, I've got to have a fight. I've got to protect my mother's honor in my childish way by punching someone in the face, you know. That was just two kids just scrapping it out. Or like the reason some guys or girls like grow up a bit and just mature a bit, because like they'll go through a breakup and you might hear some home truths. Like I went through a breakup before, and you know, thinking like, oh, maybe we'll hash it out, something like that. And she said, I need someone mature. And I was like, I was like, it's done. We're never getting back together. Mature? Oh, I thought I was king of the world. I thought I was Mr. Swinging Dick, you know? Thought I was the light of a chick's life. Thought I was this, thought I was hot shit, you know? And then hit me with the, I need someone mature. Fatality. You know, there's no coming back from it. And then you just feel like, right, I can never hear that again. I can never hear the, I need someone mature. You can never hear the, I need someone that's not fat. You know, you can never hear the, you're weak. You can never hear it again. You're just like, just has to make a change. Anyway, this went on an absolute rant all over the place. I'm not running late. I'm still 20 something minutes early, but for me, oh, there's a spot, sick. That's late. I'm Mr. Show Up way on time. So I'm gonna park up now. I'm gonna go get cracked up, and this time I'm actually gonna tell you what's going on, what the upshot was, whether he's gonna decapitate my head or not, and then yeah, let's fill you in with the details. Peace out, A-Town. If you've had a story like this, please write it down below, let me know, or just message me, it'd be sick. Here's the situation, guys. I just got my ass kicked real bad. That's it, that's the situation, honestly. I just got my ass thoroughly handed to me by that naprapat. But it was good, and almost got a little bit of emotional there looking behind me, because that's the first time I've looked over my shoulder in about 6 weeks. So I've been in almost constant pain, but I mean, I said I've been in almost constant pain for about 2 years, and that's true, but it's different when it's your neck. And I haven't been able to put my hand above my shoulder. I haven't been able to pick stuff up properly. Like, steering the car hurts, and sleeping has been just destroyed. So I'm really stoked to be looking behind me. Gave me a couple of exercises to do, which is, funnily enough, a couple of exercises that I've started to do by myself off my own back anyway. One is a slight variation. I've been doing dead hangs. He said that's really good, but try and do some active hangs and pull towards the bar, and you should be able to hold it there for a minute. So that's cool. And I've been trying to do farmer's carries, which is the other thing he asked me to do, or told me to do, and I will do it. I've been trying to do farmer's carries with my body weight for 1 minute, because I think that's a good, like, a marker of strength is if a guy can do farmer's carries with his own weight for a minute. I would say that that's a pretty strong dude. So going back to what I said yesterday about, if you don't have a clue, you just need to start having a few ideas and just going looking around for ideas. I looked around for ideas and I figured farmers carries and hangs, found some stuff to do, and he's just told me farmers carries and active hangs. So pretty much bang on the money with that, and I've been doing the work, and I've gone in better shape than, right? Because if I've gone in and not done anything, right, the hour cost close to 1,000 krona, right? So it's not cheap. It's not crazy expensive, but it's certainly not cheap. If you want to be doing that to fix a problem and you've got 3-4 sessions, then you're looking at 3-4K spending, and that's a decent chunk of change right there. So if I'd have done nothing, I just drove through the part of Trondheim that smells really bad. Tell me what part of Trondheim it is. Not the one that smells really good, the one that smells really bad. But if I had done nothing, maybe I've already just gone in there, like, having done myself 1,000 or 2,000 kronas worth of work, right? I might have done 1 or 2K's worth of work doing my mobility, doing my hanging, doing my stretching routines. So who knows? That could have saved me. Oh, come on, man. That could have saved me 1 to 2K. So it's good to do things off your own back as well, as long as you're not putting yourself in more pain or putting yourself in harm's way. But yeah, I said that I didn't want anyone to do the neck clicking thing. You know, when they... I was like, if he tries to do that for me, I'm walking out of there, man. And while I was sat there in church, what day is it? On Sunday, a couple of days ago, the way my neck was feeling, I just knew that that was actually a thing that needed to happen. You know, I was like, I could just feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. This neck has got a crack. That's just the way it goes. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to have my neck cracked. And oh my goodness, I said after, I was like, bro, that was loud. And he was like, yeah, that was loud. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, it hurt. It didn't hurt on the right side, which is the side that was actually most painful. It didn't hurt that much. It was just super loud. And I'll be honest, I don't do well with that stuff. I don't mind needles or anything like that. You can acupuncture me, you can tattoo me, you can take my blood, that's fine, but don't be cricking my neck, man. So I got a little bit like, not anxious, but I got a little bit tight with it. I did it on the other side, and it made just this deep crunch. And that side hurt. So we were working through some stuff on that side. And I still feel like what he did in my back, like he's like, all right, just sit back, just held me, just cradled me like some giant baby. And just went, ah, and my lower back just went, just crunch. And then I could feel how tight I was, because we went back even further, and I was just like, this is the one where I've had the problems, you know, like this is the one where what I suspect to be like either a prolapse or like a popped out, like a sublux rib, where that happened. And that area of my spine has caused me so much problem and pain that I just cramped up, like I just tightened up real bad. And I managed to just chill out and relax, but when that bad boy went, that hurt, man. Like I can still feel, like I can feel loose, but I know that I just got my ass whooped, that's for sure. So, geez, man. Booked in for next week, got to do it again. There's a lot going on right now, guys. I'm tired, man. Like I had this last night, like I got home and I was just tired, you know. And I don't know how else to say it, man. It's like the whole thing that they say when a man says he's tired, believe him. Because if you talk to two different types of men, right? You talk to those men, and every time you ask them how they're doing, they're like, I'm tired. And you're like, you're not tired, you're just complaining about everything. You know? It's raining, I'm tired, my foot hurts, work is hard, and it's just, they're always tired, you know? And then you speak to the guy that's like, he's just doing stuff all the time. Never wants to say like, no, I'm not doing too well, you know, oh, this and that. For that guy to say he's tired, you know that guy's tired. Get him a sandwich. I'd like to think I don't complain too much, so I'd like to think that when I say I'm tired, it means something, but I am tired, man. I got a lot of stuff going on, you know, getting the gym going, and the gym in itself is like, you see that ladder to success is like, it's up and it's down and it's up and it's down and it's up. It's a roller coaster, and you never know what's going to happen next. Like you think you're going to hit the record number of members, and then boom, 15 members leave, and then 20 come back, and then boom, 10 members leave. So you're just like high, low, try and detach from it. And then you got to run that gym as well. You got stuff that happens inside the gym. You got fights, you got people winning, you got people losing. Okay, but why did they lose? I got to solve this problem. I can't let that person get hurt again. What do I got to do? Is it my fault? Are they developing right? Am I going to lead some lambs to the slaughter again? Like, what's going on? And just the stress of that, and the travel, and you got these expenses, and you're like, all right, I got to expand the gym. And how much is that going to cost? And how much manpower is that going to cost? And do I have the time for it? And okay, now how do I clean that space? Do I need to get it cleaner? Do I have time to clean it? Do I need to buy cleaning supplies to help me clean it? And then I got the hospital appointments at the moment, which is like once a week, but that's interesting, you know, it's interesting, but it's stressful at the same time, because I'm learning stuff about myself that I didn't know before. So that's it. And that's on a rest day as well. It's on my Saturday, which is my Thursday. but it's still like it's something to do, and then I'm losing time at home, and I'm trying to take care of the home as best I can, so my girlfriend doesn't have to do so much work at home, because she does so much work at home, you know. She's getting dinner ready for when I get home and stuff like that, so I'm trying to do a little bit more there. And then now I'm injured, I'm in pain all the time, but I'm trying to train, but I can't train how I want to train, but I also can't train other people how I want to train. It's because I'm in pain, so I can't do my job properly, but I also can't do the thing that I love most properly. I also can't bring the fighters up because I can't have my head pulled because my neck's smashed, or I can't hold pads how I want it because this and that. So it's just a lot going on at the moment, guys. Sorry to unload on you there. I won't do that again, but just to let you guys in on some stuff that's going on. And I think it's okay to be beaten down now and then, and just to be able to say, like, this is a bit much for me, I need to take a knee, coach, you know? Like, I had one of my fighters just didn't want to be there yesterday, and they were like asking questions where I could tell that they didn't want to be doing that extra session last night. And I just said, like, I can tell you don't want to be here, but they've worked really hard recently, and they got a lot going on their plate too. You know, they got school, they got work, they got relationship, they got their own stuff to think about. So, you know, I could empathize with them and just be like, right, you just go home and have a great night, you know? Like, sometimes you got to just tell people to leave. You got to tell people to go on, get out of here. And that was so. But what makes this even cooler? This is all happening through Lent, you know, and I feel like this is a test, and I'm supposed to do the right thing, you know. I'm not supposed to spend this Lent fasting and everything be good. I'm supposed to spend this Lent like, look, here's some problems. God's testing me a little bit, maybe just been like, right, let's just serve up some problems. Let's serve up some health, some psychological, some pain. Let's serve up some finance issues. Let's serve up some spiritual stuff. Let's just serve it up, and you can spend these days, this fast, wandering in the desert, you know, because that's how long the fast is supposed to be. It replicates wandering in the desert, you know, and I'm in a little bit of a desert right now with certain areas of my life, and it's a test. And the cool thing about the test is that it will end. And the cool thing about the test is that I will pass, because I don't have any other choice. If I'm going to be the coach I want to be, if I want to be the athlete in my own way that I want to be, if I want to be the teacher, the role model, the boyfriend, and eventually the husband and father that I want to be, then there's no choice. I can't say I want to take this test later. I have the opportunity to develop myself into the man I want to be right now, and it sucks. You know, men aren't made from comfort. Men are made wallowing, and men are made struggling. They're made under pressure, and I just have to, right? It would be nice if it was just like one thing at a time, but it's not. It's all of the things at the same time, and that's just something I have to accept, and that is also part of being a man. I'm not saying that women don't do this too, but it's just I don't know anything about being a woman because I'm not one. And I wouldn't presume to know anything about being a woman. They got their own stuff going on, guys. And people say like, oh, is it harder being a woman or is it harder being a man? It's like, bro, who cares? Who cares? It's hard for both, you know? Like, men and women are totally different. Like, okay, so women are allowed to show their pain, but bro, they get a lot of it. Fucking, we don't have to deal with endometriosis, period cramps, childbirth, hormonal changes out the wazoo all the time, changing non-stop, different level of emotions, you know? we're all different. So who suffers more? It doesn't matter, man. It just matters that we have our responsibilities to ourselves and to our counterparts by handling them the best we can. If we're a woman, and we need to handle being a woman the best we can, and that's what femininity is. You know, give the best of give the best of your sex to the world. And I don't mean that like, you know what I mean. Give the best of your gender to the world. And as men, we need to handle the trials and tribulations of being a man and give the best of manhood to the children and to the women and to the other men, so we can represent ourselves and make the hard parts of our individual genders easier by being role models, is what I'm trying to say. So who suffers more, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go get in the sauna now because I just need 20 minutes to just be warm and unkick my own ass. Then I'm going to get out to the gym. I'm going to tidy up a little bit, and we got boxing at 5 and intermediates at 6. So yeah, I can eat in like 2 hours. But anyway, I see I just got prices. I see I just got the prices for the equipment, so I'm going to look at that and see what I can do. But anyway, speak to you soon. Love you, pumpkins. Just had boxing class and intermediate class, and it was fun. Had a friend who actually he's been a friend for a long time, but he was also one of my first fighters. I actually don't remember in which order we did it. I think he was student, friend, fighter, and he's been living down in Oslo, and has just come up for some stuff to handle. And it was good to catch up. It's weird, man. It's weird seeing friends you haven't seen in a long time. Especially, you know, when you get past like 30s, you know, like 31, 32, 33, 34, time flies on, different things happen, people come in and out of the life, you know, like he asked, like, oh, it's almost all new faces in here. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's like, is there anyone from the old days? Nope. One person maybe. And it's just sometimes these things happen, you know, and it does make me sad sometimes, but it is what it is. It's just something, I think, as a coach, you get those people that are like generational students, you know, like they never leave, and the bigger the gym, the more generational students you have. But it's pretty crazy, like how many people you see come through your gym or your life or your world, and they just keep coming and going. And I think it's harder as a coach because when you have these students, like they're not just students, man. They're just like, they're really close. They're really important people, and they just leave, and a lot of them never come back. So it's a little taste of heartbreak every time. I'll be honest, man. It's a little bit of heartbreak every single time. But it is, like I said, it is what it is. But good to see him again. And he'll be coming by the gym tomorrow as well. So that's dope. He's a great guy. I appreciate him very much. So now, just on the way home, I can look over my shoulder, and that's actually, like, that's blowing my mind that I can look over my shoulder. And I'm both excited and frustrated to get better with my neck. Like I want it to be done now. Like I want to get past this shoulder stuff. But it's just that I think it's just, you just got to be patient, right? The lessons that I say all the time to other people, I'm like, I don't want to be patient. I just want to tell people to be patient. But Got the price. I don't know if I told you about this, but I got the prices all sorted out for the equipment. So Operation NCA weight buffet is in progress. Now I have to talk to my landlord. I've got to talk to my friend who is a builder, runs his own building company. Get him in, looking at what can be done. Try and measure out the space, measure out the equipment, figure out how it's going to fit, where it's going to fit. Oh, excuse me. And make that as nice as possible. You just have to bear in mind that the gym that is there now is not going to be the permanent gym. You know, it's a small. Right now we're in a tiny room and we're upgrading from. This is so exciting. Just going from a tiny room to a small room. But you can do so much cool stuff with a small room. You get to know like what breaks, what doesn't break, how much stuff costs when it breaks, what you need to do when it does break, where you get supplies from, where stuff fits in the room, where stuff can't go, where stuff can go, how it sounds in there, what needs to be done with XYZ. Like I'm just about to learn a bunch of stuff. And I've always wanted the weights room. You know, I went through phases where I didn't, or I thought I didn't. I was just like, nah, I'm just gonna have Thai boxing and boxing and kickboxing, and my kickboxing and blah 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 will be the only thing, and because that's what I do. It's like, I love lifting weights, guys. It gives me so many opportunities as well. Like I can film content in there. I can do demonstrations in there. I can do PTs for people with fitness in there. You know, it's gonna be good. But the funny thing is, like, I'll probably do some sessions in there, but I'm probably gonna do the majority of my sessions at the gym I'm training at right now, purely to get away from my gym and get out of those four walls and get a bit of me space, even though that is my space. But I think you get it. Like if you're there from dusk till dawn or whatever. No, it's the other way around. Dawn till dusk, maybe? Yeah, dawn till dusk. The other way around. Morning till night. I'm just there all the time. You just get a bit stir crazy, so I like to go to other places. But I think you're going to see a new, more jacked version of Thomas Allen Willock. That's for sure. Because I'm really excited. Some of the equipment I was not expecting to like as much as I did, and this guy is just a stand-up guy for this, you know, and I'm really looking forward to just this next chapter, because the dream would be like to have a fully equipped gym, not like a bodybuilding gym, not a powerlifting gym, not a weightlifting gym, just a place where you can go and get a juicy pump anywhere on your body, calm down, anywhere on your body, and also learn how to kick an ass. So the full thing. And I have a very specific image. I want it to be gritty, you know? I want you to go in and be like, yeah, yep, it's there's testosterone in the air, right? You go into the room and get a little bigger. You know what I mean? That's the kind of stuff that I'm looking for. So I'm very excited for this new chapter. And yeah, it's crazy. One thing I have noticed is trying to figure out the Instagram thing is how negative it can be online, right? And how detached we are from people. So what I would suggest, and what I'm trying to do, is just reply to comments for the sake of boosting the algorithm, but not really getting attached to it. You know, and I don't like social media, I don't like it. But it's just part of the job, you know, you gotta do it. But it's just no fun. It's a super negative place to be, and I'm just gonna try and keep my page as positive as possible. Tomorrow, I don't know how tomorrow's going to go. I think tomorrow I'm going to be locked in the gym all day, unfortunately. The weather's not looking good. So I'm going to keep myself busy. I got some workouts I can do. I think I got like a speed and agility, like explosiveness workout that I'm going to do with some hops and bounds and like footwork patterns and mobilization, I suppose you could call it that. Really looking forward to doing that. Might do a little steady state cardio, and then we got kids, advanced and beginners, but that's really it, guys. I don't think I really said anything that was important whatsoever today, so I apologize for that. If there's anything you would like me to give my 2 cents on, excuse me, please don't hesitate. I would love to hear your suggestions or questions or anything you want to talk about. That would be dope. If not, I'm just going to keep emptying my tiny little bird brain into your poor unsuspecting ears, and hoping you enjoy it. But there we go. That's me for today. I'm going to go and put this thing together and get it flopped onto the YouTubes ASAP Rocky, and you will see me tomorrow. Thank you, pumpkins.